It's Jessica with Rabbit's Pantry. So, we're going to talk about Mars today. It is one of my favorite planets. No, seriously, I'm just joking. I mean, I love them all, but my Mars is trying to kill me. So, it's really front and center in my life, and that's the thing with Mars. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and it is a personal planet. Personal planets are like, so it's different than what we were talking about before when we talked about Pluto. Personal planets are ones that are close to us. There's a few of them, and these are ones that actually affect us because they're closer to Earth. And so their gravitational pull affects us more. So in this situation, Mars being personal means the impact it has on us is pretty dramatic. We feel it. We notice it. We know when it's happening. So Mars is a planet filled with passion. I would give you a smoldering look, but I don't have one. So, no, Mars is known for its assertiveness, its determination in getting what it wants and or getting things done. So it's super, super focused and driven. Just keep that in mind. This is also a planet known for being the warrior, right? It exerts anger. Mars can just become so explosive, and that fire energy can just clear a forest. It's monumental. But think about it. If Mars is a warrior, like this is something where it, like when you think about historical wars, there was all this strength and might and passion and like determination and all of these things to get through that. That's Mars. Mars is the warrior. It is wonderful in helping us reach all of our goals. That's the beauty. It pushes us forward at all cost. So no matter what happens, Mars will always be there making it happen. So when you have this in your birth chart, this is where your goals are. It's say it's in your fifth house, right? And it's Mars in the fifth house. You're going to be very concerned about your own environment and the playfulness and decorations and all the things in your casa. So when I say that, it's because like your whole focus would be on it. You might not only decorate your own home, but you might become an interior decorator because it just keeps going. So it's definitely something where you need to keep in mind. It exerts the determination and desire. So when pressed though, Mars will attack. It will full on. It will go full launch defensive. It will cut people and it will cut down situations. And so if you find yourself crossed in that moment where either your Mars is triggered or you have a crazy Mars like mine, it's a really intense situation because depending on how you process that experience, you will just cut it. You will get to a point where like people are like, oh yeah, you should just move on. That's a bad relationship. Yeah, well, Mars is like, mic drop and leaves. It's crazy. So, and you know, there might be a little more to that. Like mic drop is just kind of too subtle, actually. It's more like, I'm going to burn your house down. So yeah, that would be more appropriate. And then if there's situations where Mars is activated and it doesn't want to deal with it and it's not a good position, again, it will definitely go into attack mode or just be done and leave the whole situation and be defending whatever is going on. This energy, if it's in a place where it's your family in your chart, you might protect your family at all costs and be that warrior for your family. So keep that in mind, whatever you're looking at, where Mars is associated in your chart for what house it is, because this energy we feel from Mars, it's fiery and fierce, and it behaves like an old V8 truck, right? I know you've heard me talk about this with Aries because there's like the association of the rulership, and this truck has no brakes. It just keeps going and going at full speed. So you have so much energy because of that, right? So you're just like, I always think of like an old 1978 like Ford just bombing down I-5, and it's old, so the brakes went out and maybe the accelerator cable broke, and here you are going down the highway stopping at nowhere. So typically though, this energy, it comes out physically. Okay. So when this energy is coming out physically, that's why like you'll want to move a lot. You'll want to like rearrange furniture. You'll want to start running. You want to like go lift weights. You want to physically move. But it doesn't always have to be that way. Sometimes, depending on how the Mars is placed in your chart, it'll increase mentally. And so like mentally, you might have a situation where you think a lot and you have all this energy towards thinking and creating and doing. And you might be that person that always has tons of like things you got to solve and, save world hunger. I don't know. It's a lot of mental energy. And, it comes out usually though physically, which that being said, Mars is incredibly passionate, like a lot. So depending again on where this is placed in your chart, this could be really intense and maybe even overwhelming. And the reason for that is because it teaches us a lot about our sex lives. So that's always a really comfortable conversation for me to have. And this is just how it works in life. But wherever it's placed, you're going to see that passion come out. And that's really the point of understanding Mars. It is fire. It's a very intense planet. It is a physical planet. It's very determined and also reactive. And so when you're thinking about all of these things, like just kind of have some key words of like a warrior. I always think of a fire and like it burning down a forest. Maybe the truck is driving through the forest. I don't know. But I mean, I kind of give you a lot of ideas of what this is like. And so when you're looking at charts, it's associated with those areas in your life. And so it could just be a drive in whatever it is. And depending on the rest of your chart, it's not going to be as extreme as mine or a lot of other people with like an intense Mars. It could be more subtle, but it will always be there to bring you to your goals, to introduce you and help you with your passion, and to make sure things are getting done on that path. And it really doesn't care what other people think, meaning other planets. So that is just a lot about Mars. I hope that helped you. Go get your chart. Email me, get your chart, or you know how to contact me for a reading. I'm happy to just dive deep into your Mars. It is one of the planets that I just find fascinating in everyone's chart. I'm always like, oh, see your Mars, probably because mine's nuts. Anyhow, have a great week. I'm so happy you're here, and I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.